How can I make my executor's life miserable? Hi, I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland, and I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. Now, normally I don't ask a question like that, how to make somebody's life miserable, but I had a client this week whose life is being made miserable. He was appointed or nominated as the executor in a friend's estate, and he's got a world of difficulty ahead of him because sadly the person who passed away didn't anticipate the work that's necessary as an executor. So how can you make your executor's life miserable, or alternatively, how can you make it much easier? Well, the first way to make his life difficult is to make assets difficult to find. We find this oftentimes is the case with adult children who have no idea what their parents' assets are or where they're located. And oftentimes we have to have them just monitor the mail to find out what bank accounts they have or what investment accounts they have. So keep a list of your assets, keep that with your will so that your personal representative or executor knows exactly what your assets are. The second way to make their life miserable is to make the beneficiaries named in your will hard to find. If you don't have up-to-date information or their full names, their current names, oftentimes beneficiaries get married and change their names or drop a name, move. Don't make it difficult for them to find the people to whom you want your assets to go, your money to go. Make it easy. So keep your beneficiaries list up to date. Third way to make their life miserable is not to give them any capital to work with. There's not a lot of expenses that the executor have to spend or take account of, but you want them to have some money to work with. So an easy way to do that is to have one of the bank accounts available to the executor as part of the probate process. In other words, it doesn't have a payable on death designation or a beneficiary. It goes directly to the estate, and the personal representative can use that money as necessary during the probate process. The fourth way, and this is the way it really gets problematic to make your executor's life miserable, is to not include them in the will. I mean, imagine being appointed as the personal representative for somebody's estate, the $1 million estate, but you don't get a penny of it. Well, why would you want to be the personal representative under those circumstances? So provide for them in some fashion in your will. And lastly, it makes it really difficult if you give conflicting directions to relatives, so that when the process begins, we have all kinds of relatives that pop up and say, hey, that's not what they told me. So the best thing you can do is keep it all down in writing in a will, an ironclad will. As I said, my name is Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland. I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. Don't make your executor's life miserable.